Yeah, there we go. Oh man, yes. Yes, I'll explain this. I'll explain this in a minute. But welcome. Welcome and thank you. Hey, what's up, man? Yo, it's me. It's still me. Still Camp from the Port, man. We're gonna we're gonna talk music. Rap nerd brain activated. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's important that we talk music today because on one hand, we got someone of, I would think, legacy act, legendary status, and we also got newcomer to the game. And both of those instances, I think, here and everything surrounding them have to be talked about. So this is actually going to work out really well. But first, man, you know it always before we kick this off. Look, made in the 1980s, made in the 1980s, the podcast, the merch, all of it available. Okay. Audio version of the show Friday morning. So you got the whole day to listen to it. Video version on YouTube, exclusively on YouTube, Saturday mornings. All right. 815 to be exact. Okay. Explaining real quick the glasses. Hey, yo, look, I don't know what happened. I just had some calamari. I rubbed my eye and now I feel like I got something in my eye. Last time I felt like that, I was at the emergency room. Just kicking facts to you. So with that said, just in case, because my eye looked super red, and it's possibly because I was rubbing it, I was trying to blowing it. Pause. That's what she said. That all sounded wild. If you just now tuning in, I'm talking about my eye, not another person. But just in case the eye was going to scare some of y'all, or maybe just in case the eye was going to distract you from the content and the information that you're about to hear right now, I put the shades on. Yes, I mean, normally I am a little too cool, and I am so cool that I could wear sunglasses at night in the crib, but it's literally just an aesthetic. So you can pay attention to the content more than you can my eye. Okay. That's just what it's about. The glasses, hey, if it becomes popular, it'll make a second appearance, but right now it's just a cosmetic cover-up. You know, a lot of people did that in the 80s and 90s when they were high, drunk, or viciously beaten. But that ain't the case with me. I mean, look, I can even show you, you know what I'm saying, just a little bit, you know. I don't want to show you too much. But let's talk some music, man. A lot of music talk. One talk we will not make it to today, but we got an episode. I just talked to my man Wang Dang. Please say the damn doodle earlier in the day. And if you guys saw the Dipset bitch episode, we're gonna do a part two, which only right we do a part two. You know why we doing the part two. And we are going to we're going to talk about just present day. Cam, Jim, Jewels, even. I want to bring Jewels in this conversation as well, and we'll talk about that. But today, it's all about the mainstays and the newcomers, man. New music. Hey, look, if you're looking for reviews that are unbiased, very real, maybe realer than you would like for them to be, but very honest, very unbiased, very not paid for. This is a spot you need to be every Tuesday evenings. Let's say Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Let's make it a thing. Let's make it a thing. Unless I got a lot of music to cover and I can do 2 a days, Tuesday, 8 p.m. We here. We doing it. And Mario, Mainstay Mario, Glad You Came. That's the new album that's out. If you were unaware, it is out right now. Excuse me, got to blow my nose. Excuse me. Okay. So yes. So Mario, Glad You Came. Mario, again, he's been around for, man. It sounds crazy, but Mario's been around for 20 years now, over 20 years, I want to say, because Just a Friend, Braid My Hair, all of that was like 2000. 2000, yeah, Just a Friend 2000. So Mario's been around for 25 years, man. He's not new to this. He's very much true to this. And he has the new joint, Glad You Came, out right now. And a lot of things I want to say about the album. But let's I just kind of want to get people up to speed for recent memory on Mario, just in case you're not aware, right? I would say for this era, um, verses, right? Verses during the pandemic, and during the pandemic period, the season. So like what 2020 to what 2021, that summer fall of 2021, maybe top of 2022. Mario was in verses. Mario versus Omarion, right? Um, Mario was widely considered the underdog during verses against Omarion. Even I was asleep to a degree because I'm thinking, you know what? Omarion just got too many hits. And that's kind of how verses was going. See, when verses was just me playing my record and you playing your record, a lot of things looked a lot different, and then there was a performance element that was added to it. And boy, did that change the game and raise and decrease the stock for a lot of people out there in the world of music. I want to say Mario and Omarion were definitely two people that benefited and maybe not so much from that exact thing, where a lot of women were in the voting. It's so weird. This is the first time I want to say, guys, fellas, the majority of us, we had it wrong when we're talking about Omarion versus Mario, because I saw a lot of guys picking Omarion because, hey, look, we remember B2K. Remember B2K and Omarion being one of the guys lusted over or whatever, or that's the name that we would hear. He was the face of B2K. So it just seemed like this was a runaway pick. But as you talk to certain women who grew up in that time admiring one guy or the other, or one group or the other, you learn things like, yo, Omarion really wasn't the guy for me. I like one of the other members of B2K more. Or, yo, I just think Mario makes way better music than Omarion. And I'm like, oh, wow. Hey, women are really listening to music. And that's and to their music specifically. So, and that's very important. That's very important to understand and recognize, because that had verses looking a little crazy, right? And since verses, Mario has stepped it up. He's been more active. He's been more visible. Obviously, he's took a few hiatuses. He's took some challenges and took some risks, should I say, musically. And a lot of them haven't hit the mark. You can't get 1,000 "Let Me Love Yous." Like that's just not possible. And plus, Neo became a superstar, so you can't have those. Those aren't as easily as accessible once the pen takes front stage. It's hard to get those, but needless to say, Mario is a great singer. And when you can really sing, and when you are a really dope singer, you're always going to be someone in demand. And like I was saying on Mario, since verses, he's stepped it up, but he can't avoid criticism. There's always, unfortunately, been some criticism with Mario, especially since verses, right? Because, okay, let's rewind. Verses happen. Slaughters Omarion. Stock is up. What does he do? Start working on a new project. Start working on new music. Who does he call? Tory Lanez. The difficult part about that is that Tory Lanez is being widely regarded as the person that shot Meg Thee Stallion. And it just gets difficult. And because Meg Thee Stallion was a Black woman, a lot of Black women criticized Mario and was like, yo, fam, what are you doing? We back loving you again, and you're collaborating with this shooter of Black women. Now, hindsight is 2020. It's now 2025, and I think everybody feels a little bit different about the information that they received. What we can prove is fact or fiction, and everything that may come into play as far as that whole situation. However, it's just a situation of bad timing. Me never being a fan of Tory Lanez, the R&B artist, it didn't matter what he did personally. I never really liked him in that pocket musically, preferred him as a rapper. So let's move forward. This album, um, late 2024, Space, the single, which is the opening track for this album. It drops, and immediately people are saying that Mario is biting Lucky Day style. That's got to be difficult. Being in the game for 24 years, and they telling you that the dude that's been around for maybe about 5 or 6, that you biting him, like you taking his stuff, and you've been around 24 years at the time, 25 now, and of course Mario addressed it, and he did it the best way possible, and that is what you're supposed to do, I think, in this world of music. Since you're artists like Kanye West and Drake, Travis Scott, so many people have blurred the lines of artistry, writing, producing. What is it? How do you get on the credits? And a lot of people, I think less people now read credits more than ever, even with samples. I don't think people are truly reading credits because it's super unfair to say that Mario is biting anybody that he came before, especially when the real sauce is James Fauntleroy. James Fauntleroy, many of you do not know him because he hasn't dropped that one defining moment project. He's had a lot of joints placed on some of your favorite singers. The closest that you may have heard of James Fauntleroy is Cocaine 80s with what is that? With him, Janae Aiko, Common, and there's somebody else in that group. I kind of want to say it's like wildly enough, like Jay Electronica or somebody else is in that conglomerate, that group, super group, if you will, called Cocaine 80s. But James Fauntleroy's pen, you can find it on some Lucky Day projects. You can find it on, man, I mean, virtually really anybody that's come out in the last 10 to 15 years, especially if they are not known for being a writer. So, I wouldn't say that, maybe Sean Garrett, Neo, Dream, maybe they're the only people that are excluded from this mix. But for the most part, if you've enjoyed a certain sound in R&B, shoot, not for nothing, if you are a fan of more of that neo soul, or what they called neo soul at the point in time, or the I've heard some people call it earthy hoe R&B. James Fauntleroy got a lot of that, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of that I guess weirdo R&B too, when it's just certain sounds that you're not used to, kind of emo, but then kind of like mid-tempo. He does a lot of that, and the good news is James Fauntleroy is on a lot of this album. I want to say 90% from when I read the credits. I was on listen 3 or 4, and I started listening to the credits. I mean, it's listening to the credits. That's crazy. Reading the credits while listening and seeing that he's a major part of this album, and this is good. What I can say is that Mario is such a good singer, a great singer. Matter of fact, let me not undersell it. Mario's such a great singer that he can make a lot of this Fauntleroy sauce sound really good. He does a pretty decent job of making James sound his own, but Mr. Fauntleroy is also on production, so it's kind of hard to get out of that sound that newcomers, the Johnny come latelys of the world, are swearing is the Lucky Day sound. Which and I'm not saying that to say that Lucky Day doesn't have his own sound, but it's heavily inspired by James Fauntleroy at this point, and a lot of that is because they're doing a lot of collaborating. So let's get in to the actual music itself here. Okay. So off top, it starts with Space, and that's a good joint, right? It's a good joint. Again, not super over the moon, over the top, in love with the record, but it's a nice record. It's a really good start to this album as well. And then I want to say the album goes right into questions. So questions, again, I didn't read the credits till like the third or fourth time I listened to this album. And that's all y'all boy Leon Thomas on here in the credits. You know what I'm saying? On that right, the production tip. You dig? I saw your boy Leon Thomas in there. And you know what? Again, man, because it's not hate. The song was decent. The song was decent. I thought the production is great. Something that I expect from Leon Thomas. I expect great production. They did a very unique and fire flip of a Mystical. I think it's a Danger. I think they flipped Mystical's Danger. So you know, you'll see Chad Hugo and Pharrell getting a credit on this as well. This song again is what I was talking about when I was listening to Leon Thomas album. See, Mario singing Leon Thomas Mutt album would take it to a different level because Mario is great vocally. Like what he can't do, what Leon Thomas currently can't do vocally, Mario does a really great job of doing on this song. And now I am kind of curious if he could cover more of his songs and what would they sound like. I would definitely want to hear him on Vibes Don't Lie. That I think that would be crazy. Moving forward, you got another lot of Jesus, if I could talk right. I apologize, y'all. Glad You Came, U101, another couple dope tracks, right? But Play Fair, which I think is a standout track on the album. I'm a ballad guy and also range guy. So like when I hear like falsettos, harmonies, and things like that, and when singers can push their voices to one octave to the next and bring it back down, I'm a big fan of that. So Play Fair is a really dope record on this project for me. I love it. Another one I love on this project is called Love Ain't Perfect. It's almost also in that same vein, but again, I think it's the writing, it's the arranging, and I think overall that's what you'll get from this. Give It to You and Run It Back, also in that same vein. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and oversell this album. I'm not. There's a lot of good music on this album. There's maybe 2 or 3 standout tracks, but that's out of 13. But I want to be clear when I say standout tracks. See, there is a certain standard that probably does come with a Mario project. And unfortunately, I do think it comes a notch or 2 under that. I'm just being honest with you. But that doesn't make it a bad project. It doesn't make it a bad album, right? It's just that it lacks a lot of firepower, if you will. The positive that I can say about the Mario album is that in a world of toxic R&B, right? That's the new thing, toxic R&B. Well, not the new thing, but just the highlighted thing. In a world of toxic R&B and singers trying to be as vulgar and as racy and as real as possible, this is a good change of pace, you know. For all of you that are in the adult contemporary demo, the new adult contemporary demo, I think this is something that you can rock out to, man. This is actually a really good, easy listening album. You should be able to turn this on and let it play. Maybe some joints will stick out to you. Maybe you'll just let it all ride. You know, I think either way is I think it's logical. I think it's okay. I think it's good. Like outside of Mantra, yeah, there's one joint on here, Mantra, and I think it's like the last song on the album. Let me look at the track list real quick. Hold on. Yes, it's okay. So Mantra is the very last song on this album, and that gets a little nasty. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's but it's not like it's not sexy nasty. It's Mantra is I'm on vacation nasty. You know, I'm in Jamaica and too many rum punches. I want a dirty wine, or I want to post up while somebody whines on me. And this song comes, get it up, get it in, get her out of there. You know what I'm saying? That it's one of those joints. You know, for the virgin ears, it may not be for you. But if you want to do something to get like, mid-tempo nasty, you know what I'm saying? Get this song with it. Just a little bit of that. It's good for that. It is. Um, and outside of Mantra, you can play this in front of your kids. You can play the majority of this album in front of your parents or your grandparents, you know. And we need more music like that. As a person that can't wait to get X-rated, you know what I'm saying? Like I do enjoy nastiness. I do enjoy vulgarity. You know, I'm probably the king of that's what she said at this point in time in life. But I do like subtlety. You know, I do like I like tasteful, artsy, sensual music. You know, it doesn't always have to be, let me pull this meat out, let me put it in your mouth, let me put it up your butt, let me, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to do all of this. You don't have to have songs about eating ass and throwing women out of cars. Like, you don't have to do all of that all the time. It's like 1,000 miles an hour. It gets crazy. It gets super crazy. So finally, another project has released where you just got some good, easy listening. You know, the shock value in R&B is getting bad because we've heard so many things that are just so over the top. And not to pivot to homie because this is about Mario, but you know, as R&B is in the shape it's in, I do understand why R. Kelly was on the run that he was on. Uh, and you know how his level of simplicity with sexy was just a win every time. Because you know, wildly enough, we don't have anybody making music like him anymore. And that's unfortunate. And unfortunately, a lot of our legacy acts, a lot of our legends in R&B, like I mean, again, like your Neos, like your well, y'all love the Dream. I'm not too high on the Dream, but New Edition and your Johnny Gill, and because you know he's a solo act as well. Um, so many other people, you know, Blackstreet, 112, Jagged Edge, you know the list. Music Soul Child. Unfortunately, all of those gentlemen, in an effort to keep up with the times, had abandoned us and was trying to do more up tempo, trying to be more racy, trying to be more rappy. And you know, it's not that they didn't do a decent job, but the magic of the music was losing. Hopefully, a project like Glad You Came from Mario will help you get back to that, will help the industry get back to that. Unfortunately, it's a copycat league, and somebody's going to have to come through with a breakthrough hit so we can get more music like what Mario has on Glad You Came, which is just, again, just tasteful, artsy, sexy R&B without the vulgarity and the toxicity and just over the top shock value. It's good every once in a while. Don't get me wrong. I'm here for it. But at 1,000 miles an hour for what now, a decade now, should at this point, it's overkill. It's overkill. Let's do something else. Let's do something else, man. So I'll give this album as a rating 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. And the 3 out of 5 is because again the production is great. Um, Mario's Dynamite Singer. I know I give a lot of albums 3 out of 5. I sound very repetitive, but I mean, hey, a lot of albums are just good. They're just okay. 3 out of 5 is 60%. This I totally feel 60% on this. Just the act of Mario singing alone. Mario's a 5 mic singer, but you got to have some firepower. Again, the album is good. There's no real breakaway songs or standout tracks. Just good music. And that's cool. That's okay. Sometimes you just want to have good music. So I'll tell you this off the rip. If you're looking for "Let Me Love You" or "How Do I Breathe" or what's my joint? I can hear your heart. Yeah. Crying out for me. If you're looking for that, it ain't on here. It's not on here. There's nothing even touching those kind of songs. It's not even a breakup on here. The joint with Gucci Man, the loving you, it's not one of those on here either. But it's a good it's a good album. It's a good project. You won't find that, but there's some good grooves, man. If you like to take late night drives, you just want the music to play, obviously weather pending, depending on where you are in the world. Low-key kickbacks, maybe this is playing during the game night, just low-key in the back. Or you got a nice little date night. Maybe you picking something nice up, taking her out, just have this on like 7 or 11. Like, oh, who's this? Oh, that's the Mario. You know what I'm saying? You feeling it? You like this? Driving her to the restaurant of your choice because you've paid, I think it's good for that. But yeah, 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 for Mario. Glad you came. Check it out. If you like R&B, check it out. If you want to hear some good R&B, check it out, man. I definitely do recommend it. Put something different in your ears. Put something cooler, calmer, more collected in your ears. Now we're gonna get to part 2, man. We're gonna get to part 2. I know. People have been tuning in and out because I know what y'all want to hear, and we're gonna get to it. Gelo Tweaker. Just the song, no album out, but there's a lot to cover on this. Again, for everybody, if you're just now tuning in or just getting in here, my eye was doing something crazy. It was turning red, so I put the glasses on. Yes, I am cool enough to wear sunglasses at night in the crib, but it ain't because, Swagger's on 1 trillion. It's just I don't want y'all distracted by my eye. Okay. And I took an allergy pill just in case, because the last time my eye felt like this, I was in the emergency room. And we can't have that. G3, Leangelo, aka Gelo Ball, Tweaker. Tweaker got y'all tweaking. Okay, let's talk about it. I was on before, what was it? Yesterday, I hadn't heard this song at all. I heard 20 seconds of what was the hook. Then I heard the full hook. And then I just seen a bunch of clips of people reacting to the hook. So I didn't watch none of that, because that ain't how I digest music, man. No. Every Tuesday we're gonna talk new music. Then we're gonna talk new music for real. What I did is I listened to the whole song. Now, granted, this ain't the first listen. This ain't the third listen. I'm easily on like the 7th, maybe 8th listen of this song throughout the day, because it's short to get to it. I kind of knew what the song was going to be from the rip. You know what I'm saying? I think Mr. Banks had already spoofed it, and I'm mixing up the song between him and his joint. I'm saying stuff like, I put my penis in a coochie hole, and I'm like, I don't know what the song is, so I had to listen to the song again and just to make sure I had the lyrics right. And and went to take some time to listen to it. I prepared some notes for this as well, because I think this is important. let's kill the suspicion, right? Let's get right to it. Tweaker, G3. It's okay. It's decent. I'm not gonna go all crazy like Pat Beverly. Pat Bev said the song garbage. I won't go that far. I won't go that far. It's okay though. It's okay. Y'all gassing it, in true internet fashion. Gas, you know what I'm saying? It's gas got the Mack truck going. Let's just say that off the rip. Um, you know, as I tried to understand the youth of today, I gotta say, I gotta start. I need to get on Urban Dictionary or something. You gotta tell me about the new lingo because I'm from the era where you didn't want to be called a tweaker. A tweaker was the last thing you wanted to be called out. A tweaker, or a geeker in my era means you was a dope fiend. You was a basehead. You did coke. You know what I'm saying? You were on that stuff. My era, when people refer to you as a tweaker or geeker, you know what I'm saying? Yo, oh my man Wang just tuned in. It's a TikTok hit. We're gonna talk about that too, bro. We're gonna talk about that too. So, tweaker song is okay. It was never cool to be called a tweaker or a geeker in my world. But hey, I need to hop on Urban Dictionary, or maybe somebody young can tell me, because even as I listen to the lyrics of this song, a tweaker just don't sound like something I want to be. So help me out, young people. Again, hey, look, I'm made in the 1980s. Okay, I'm 40 plus. So y'all gotta hit me to the new lingo because tweaker, I'm from the era where that is the last thing you want to be called. So let's progress the conversation. Let's move forward. Okay. I've been hearing this too many damn times. Hey, yo, if this song came out 20, 30 years ago, 25 years ago, whatever, this would be a hit. This could be on Cash Money, or this would be part of the Cash Money run or No Limit run. And I'm like, oh, well, no, it wouldn't be. Where do I want to start when I say that? Because and this again, this is not hate. This is somebody that lived the era. I was outside, you know what I'm saying? Like really outside. And I remember the music. My friends were DJs. Shoot, I was in college parties in different states. No, this wouldn't be a hit. And I want to clarify why. Because first off, you're going back to a time where regional sounds mattered. So you're talking about late 90s, early 2000s, when regional sounds mattered, where individuality mattered, where you really had to be of it to create it. So with that being said, there's no way that a biracial kid from California with a Nelly Cash Money kind of mashup sound was going to be able to ring off. It just wasn't going to happen like that. And that's not a diss. It's just the reality. I mean, look, hey, the rest of the Saint Lunatics didn't go. You know, y'all are saying Cash Money. That was the run starts with Juvenile, 400 Degrees. There was no room for everybody else. Everybody else couldn't do that. Hey, New Orleans Bounce, that sound, wildly popular where it was. That wasn't a mainstream sound. So when we say, oh, this would have been a hit, you got to go back to the actual time and see what really made a hit back then. Shoot, hey, look, a lot of people laughed at Juvenile when Ha came out and back that ass up because on the surface, especially if you don't have ears like you New York bias ears, or you got LA bias ears or whatever. If you're not hip to it, it sounds like he was saying a bunch of BS. But that's one of the most inspirational hooks of all time when you actually sit and really digest the lyrics. You know, at first it was, and that's all people were trying to sum up the song to be. But eventually, that song begins to resonate really well because the lyrics were actually fire. It was more than just the sound. It was more than just the elements of capturing a moment in time. Because, hey, look, now everybody in the world know 25 years later, everybody know you a paper chaser, you got your block on fire, remaining the G. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know that now. And that's gospel. That's a new Negro spiritual. Tweaker ain't that. So we gotta be careful about what we're saying as far as something being a hit because it sounds a certain way. I mean, hey, look, Backpackers and KRS-One laughed at Nelly. They wanted Nelly out of here. You know, I'm going down, down, baby. Yo Street in the Range Rovers, street sweeper loaded, cock ready to let it go. That's what he was saying, though. It sounded like some bull the first time you was trying to digest it. If you were super heavy boom bap, but Country Grammar is about a dude hitting down the street in a luxury SUV shooting niggas. That's different type of talk. And then on the verses, he actually going a little crazy with the bars, though. See, that's what's different between what G3 got here with Tweaker and a Juvenile Hunt or a Nelly Country Grammar. And look, and the people that grew up with me know I was not a fan of Nelly at all. So this ain't me trying to, you know what I'm saying, flip the script or tell you somebody that I'm not. I didn't like any of this. But aesthetics, sounds can trick you sometimes because the lyrics are gonna have to matter. They're gonna have to matter. You want to solve the violence in hip hop, and people think rap is the most dangerous job. Part of it is because of what we're saying on these songs and what we're digesting, what we're listening to. You know, this is a good record, right? But let's keep it a buck. You put this 25 years ago, 30 years ago, Gelo don't rap better than Juvenile. Gelo don't rap better than Nelly. This song is not going to survive with them in the way. Like, he has to deal with these records. These records aren't gonna not come out. Like, hey, nah. You gotta, your hit has to be a hit with the field still being the field. Y'all talking like Tweaker would be out and nothing else would be out, or he would inspire Juvenile. He would inspire Nelly. No, they comp. You telling me you throwing on Tweaker before you throwing on like EI? You telling me you putting this on before Back That Ass Up? You think that he's gonna put out something that's 400 degrees level? Let's talk about it. Let's talk for real about it. The other thing that is so crazy to me, it's crazy to me because y'all killed Designer. Y'all killed Designer for doing this exact same thing. This thing of where I'm going to take a sound, I'm going to take elements of a sound that's not where I'm from, not really say nothing on it, but this is a hit. Y'all thought Designer was Future. And then you thought he was from Atlanta when you realized it wasn't Future. He was neither. He was neither. So you gotta really just digest your music with just obviously the feeling is important, but it's not the end all be all. I see new comments. I see new comments. My man Wayne chiming in. Okay, look, you said it would have been a hit back then, but it's not a hit now either. But I still feel like it would have dropped back then. Yes, okay. So look, it dropping back then and it being a hit back then are two different things. And I'm with you. Yes, you could time capsule that sound that he has on Tweaker. You can put it in 97, 98, 02, 03 even. And it has a place. But it's some fire around it that this don't measure up to. And it ain't about what you like or where you from. It's gotta compete. It's gotta compete. I mean, hey, look, y'all think this gonna get Chopper style out of here? A real New Orleans cat doing real New Orleans bounce. Y'all think that he gonna get him out? Y'all think he gonna get Chopper out of here? Not Chopper from the band. Chopper. Chopper child, Chopper child, chop. Come on, chop, chop. Come on, chop. He getting that out of here? No, come on, fam. Y'all gotta be real. And the thing is, with that one, and that wasn't even a like a major, like number one with a bullet Billboard record. That's a black club goer classic. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, that's the other thing. We're so quick to call joints hit records that because they're trending or they're viral. But there's a lot of great records that never hit number one that are staples where we are. You know, that like that's what it is. You know, you can't that very few have truly cut through and have been you know, these breakaway runaway hits that people say, like we call it nowadays. It's either it's a hit or it's a dud. It's classic or it's trash. People have misinterpreted mid. Mid means okay. Mid means decent. Y'all calling stuff mid to mean it's trash. Mid, let's to put it, mid is like the girl that give head but don't swallow. She's still good at giving head. You just wanted her to clean you up. If you were to equate it to weed, mid is your mom and dad smoking reefer. They were stoned out of their mind off reefer. Sorry, it ain't Purple Haze. You know, sorry, it ain't Khalifa Kush. But yo, reefer got it done for 3 decades before the chronic came. So we got to be careful what we calling mid. Like mid is not meant to be derogatory. Mid is average. It's the middle. It is average. Like that is that's what mid is. I would like start calling stuff weak. That's weak, but mid, that is 65%, maybe 60 to 65%, maybe 50%. Because I mean, if you're going off grade, that's a fail, but mid is getting it done. 60, 65%. That's what I say mid is. You know, let me move forward because I'm kind of wild. So the streaming era got the optics looking better than the actual results. And I want to explain that. So again, Tweaker, again, and the song is decent. The song is decent. I'm not here to hate on the song. I don't think it's garbage. I just don't think it's amazing. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's a display of great lyricism. But you know, it has a tendency to be catchy or whatever. But the streaming era and the social media platforms that influenced streaming have got y'all a little bit out the way. So let's and the thing is, we've seen this before, right? But let's just stick to just the blog era, which is the 2010s into going into earlier this year. But last decade, I'm just gonna rattle off some names for y'all. Let me know who you remember. Trinidad James. Remember Trinidad James, whose video was more popular than him at one point? Um, the song is called All Gold Everything. And yeah, eventually y'all learned the hook, but that song was going viral and that song was trending and streaming because Pop the Molly, I'm sweating. Woo! Pop the Molly, I'm sweating. Woo! And don't get me wrong. Hey, again, hey, look, another good song. I didn't think it was great. I didn't think he was the future of music. Def Jam jumped out the window and gave him what, like 4 million or something like that out the gate, too, right? Where did we go with that? What happened with that? Some more names I want to throw out to y'all. Bobby Shmurda. Now, granted, he did a bid, but still, Bobby Shmurda. He's out now. He's been out for years now. Now he's been out for years, and he's been putting out music. Where? Young M.A. Now, granted, she still can rap. She's the best rapper I've named so far, by far. Young M.A. can really rap. You know, she's going through her own personal battles, and I hope she's well. I hope this, if this gets back to her, I hope it finds her well because I think she's super nice, to be honest with you. She dropped a joint. I want to say it was maybe last year or maybe 2023, just talking about just the perils of the music business. But you know, she hasn't recaptured the magic from Ooh, and everything that the industry comes with. You know. Yes, Trinidad James. Yeah, the remix. Hey, and he wasn't on the remix. Think about that. He wasn't on the All Gold Everything remix. The hook is on there. He didn't cut a new verse. Silento. Watch me whip. Watch me nay nay. Hey, the song lived longer than him. I mean, the dance lived longer than him. And the song. And not for nothing, I need to chill because I think he in prison for killing his uncle or something like that. So let me chill on little homie. But yeah, but Silento, Whip and Nene. The Whip and the Nene lasted longer than him. He viral, super viral. They hey, look, I worked for a radio station at the time for all of these artists that I'm naming. And they had Silento on a hell of a promo run. He was out there working. Didn't have track number 2, though. Cali Swag District. Teach me how to Dougie. Hey, this ain't hip hop, but y'all remember Bauer? Harlem Shake? Not that one, but the other one, the one that the EDM that just had the white people dressing up funny and just doing any kind of dance. I did a couple of those videos. I think we went viral. Shout out to my radio family for adding me to a few of those. Matter of fact, I'm in one of the Harlem Shake videos with Mike Epps. My life is real. But yeah, remember, hey, look how viral that is. Where is Bauer? And they're white, I believe. I don't even know my man's name. I'm not even trying to be bogus. I'm not even trying to be bogus here. I don't even know dude's name. But hey, remember, why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying. Remember that kid? Viral. Mad streams. That was everywhere. The unfortunate reality about all of these people I just named is that we do not hear from them today on a music level. And some of these are not that far removed. A lot of the stuff I'm naming is just now making 10 years old. Just now. It's 2025. Some of this is just now 10 or 11 years old. So when we're quick to say something is a hit because it's just streaming a lot or it's going viral, man, hey, listen. Calibrated correctly is all I'm saying. We've seen this play too many times before. There's people I don't have to name. Like, I don't have to tell you about the Chocolate Rain Kid. Why? Why do I got to tell you about that? You forgot about that. Let's go to the era though. Let's go to the era. The 90s. Let's just stick 90s. Y'all remember Lil Troy? Remember him? Want to be a baller? Shot caller? 20-inch blades on the Impala? Hey, and even the dudes featured in that song got single records. I mean, singles out, you know? Where are they? Remember the Sporty Thieves? They did a response track to one of the biggest songs of the 90s. No Scrubs. Sporty Thieves dropped No Pigeons. Google it, because I know you don't remember. Candyman. No. Not the horror legend. Rest in peace to my man that played Candyman. But Knocking the Boots, Candyman. Ooh, boy, I love you so. Never ever want to let you go. Y'all remember that? Okay. What about MC Brains? Oochie coochie la la la. Oochie coochie. MC Brains. And I want to say, well, no, Candyman is the one that got nominated for an American Music Award. And respect to him, because he might still be out here moving and grooving low key. Skilo. Remember Skilo? I wish. If you gave me a prognosis, I don't think Gelo's G3's Tweaker is going to be a bigger record than Lil Troy's Want to Be a Baller or Skilo's I Wish. Stone me now. I just don't think it's going to be that big of a record, because these were records that were big without the internet. These were records that white kids learned because they eventually saw MTV enough, or their black friend at recess or lunch played it for them. And granted, the world is more unified than ever as far as technology and information and the exchanging of music. We're closer than ever. But I just don't see this song with the content, the lyrical content. I don't see it having much staying power. You know, this ain't. Let's progress it. So I'm almost through my notes, y'all. I appreciate y'all. This ain't Wipe Me Down. You know, this ain't Wipe Me Down. And what's so wild about this is, speaking of Wipe Me Down, you want to talk about bad luck, misfortune, or whatever. But for a lot of years, people didn't realize that Boosie wasn't the first verse on this song. You know, Fox, that's the dude, because I think they were with the Trill family. I think that's their name. But Fox, Webby, Boosie. Fox has one of the greatest opening bars of any rap record of all time, and people didn't even know it was him. I pull up at the club, VIP, fast tank on E, but all drinks on me. Wipe me down. We haven't even heard the follow-up from him. This won't be Wipe Me Down. I'm sorry. So, can it be successful? Yes. I mean, hey, look, by today's standard, it is a success. Can he have a moment? Yes, this is G3's moment, and we're not here to take away from it. Don't get me messed up. I'm not here to take away from the moment. I just want to talk to the people that are listening, just talking. You're talking because you got lips right now. Because here's the reality. Eventually, he will have to really rap, and he will have to really put out some lyrical, fruitful heat to maintain this. You know, you got your moment. You did it. You hit the switch. It worked. You got motion. People are reacting to your music. And that's the beauty of music, right? Because whether it's positive or negative, when the people react, you got motion. What was little homegirl name? Rebecca Black, the Friday song. Remember that? Remember the Friday song? Motion. But we ain't heard nothing else from her. That's just being real. You know, and motion is difficult because be clear, Kim Kardashian and Amber Rose have tried to put out songs with legends, failed. And Kim K don't fail that much. She definitely failed at music. Amber Rose, same thing. Amber Rose redid Get Your Roll On and called it Get Your Hoe On. Manny Fresh in the video. No motion. No motion. So this is a good moment for G3, and I hope he capitalizes. But the thing is, see, now this is where the real work begins, and this is what I want to really talk about. Because yeah, he is successful, he is having the moment. But we need the follow-up is just important. See what you do for your next trick, the next rabbit out your hat got to be a nice one, because we can talk, and so many people talk so bad about this current era of music. So many people talk so bad about the youngins of last decade, those last 5 or 6 freshman lists, right? But you know, but they were wrong. Like time has shown that you were wrong. You didn't give these young people a chance, and you were wrong. You know, so don't talk to me about nobody that you don't actually listen to. Because if you listen, if you hear people today, especially people in my age range, maybe even a little younger and definitely a lot older, they'll say that all rap is trash, everybody garbage out here, nobody is giving you no heat, everybody sucks, right? Everybody sucks. But that can't be true, because the game is the game. 21 Savage wouldn't still be here if he was trash. Neither would Lil Uzi Vert. Neither with Young Thug, neither with the Migos, neither with Travis Scott. And and there's so many more people. Like there's only so much the industry can do. You eventually have to have the talent. Like I get it. Rap is the new hustle right now. I get it. But the facts are just the facts. You have to have some kind of rapping ability, singing ability to maintain and sustain in the industry. They just don't you can't just skate and float. Auto tune is not saving everybody. It's not. Yeah, stuff is trending. Like the girl, the Buss It girl. That remember when everybody was doing the challenge to that? Where is that girl? Where is that song? Where are those challenge videos? Because that song was garbage. They took the best part of that song. Is Danny Lay the girl that did the I'm So Pretty and he liked that song? Look how difficult it is for her with music right now. Minus everything with the baby. But look how difficult it is. So I say that, man, but yeah, I hope y'all hear me. Again, Gelo's off to a great start. G3 is off to a great start. This is the thing that people want, man. They want motion. Your song's got to make motion. But I want to be clear, because look, I was having some conversations throughout the day about this, and I want to put some things in perspective for y'all. Let's do some quick math. Just quick math. Millions of streams are cool, right? But that don't mean millions of sales. You know, we got so many people so in love with the idea of, oh, look at the streams. He up, all the streams is going crazy. let's put something in perspective. And I'm going to use numbers that I know he already hit. Okay. I just want to use numbers that I know the song Tweaker by G3. I want to use numbers that I know he already hit just to give you some perspective about the numbers. Again, hey, look, rap nerd, brain activated. Let me show y'all this. So, at one point for sure, for a fact, G3's Tweaker, 15 million streams. That's where it was. For sure, at 15 million streams. With that was Spotify too. So with Spotify, the price per stream is between 0.003 and 0.005. So let's max him out. Let's say he's getting 0.005 a stream. Okay. Hold on to that number. Hold on to those numbers. Because on Spotify, it takes 150 streams to equal one sale. Look what I just told you. 150 streams to equal one sale. One single sale. Not one album, one single. Because the album is like 1,500 or something like that. So quick math. 15 million streams divided by 150 streams to equal one sale. Do you know how many copies that equals them out to having? 100,000. I couldn't wait for you. 100,000. So 15 million streams and he's still not gold. So now let's talk money. We like money, right? He talking about money in the song a little bit. At 0.005, 100,000 copies, 15 million streams. You know how much money that is? How much money? Cash? 15 million streams or 100,000 copies sold at 0.005 is $75,000. He probably made more than that in the G League. Just being honest. So when we talk about the streams and the numbers, let's dig into what the numbers really mean, because here's the alarming part for me. And this is where I am concerned. So again, if you're just tuning in, hey, look, G3, Tweaker, good song, not great, not a classic. It's just not going to be just a breakaway hit just because y'all see it going crazy on the numbers, because what's literally happened right now is that if he was to equate this to a monetary value, he's made $100,000. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, he sold 100,000 copies. He's made $75,000. So yet and still, he has not made more money from music than he has basketball. Let's just keep it real. Okay. But now he signed to Def Jam. And that doesn't make sense to me. G3 has signed to Def Jam for a deal that's rumored to be between $8 to $13 million. Now, based on the math I just gave you earlier, you know, the 15 million streams, the 100,000 copies, the $75,000 earned at just that 15, you know, benchmark, because I'm sure he's over that now. I'm sure he's over it now. 8 to 13 million. How soon do you think he's going to recoup that? Based on the motion. Just based on the motion. Oh, my man, Doe chopped in. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to mess up your name. I'm over here talking with these glasses. I got half an eye. I got an eye and a half. You know what I'm saying? On some Slick Rick-ish. If he had some merch and some appearances to follow up, he'd be straight. Should have stayed indie. See, I like the way you think, my brother. Staying indie is definitely the vibe. I would have, because, hey, look, hey, if nothing, That's the baller brand, but we're gonna talk about that. That's the ball brand being independent. So that's why I'm also confused here. Look, how soon you think he's gonna recoup as this record slows down and he needs another one? Again, man. Hey, look, $8 million, $8 to $13 million. I want artists, young artists, aspiring artists, older artists. I want to be crystal clear with y'all. And no, I haven't worked for a label. I've worked in radio. I've worked live shows, and I have a very good and close friend or two that is still active in the music industry that worked for a record label. So I'm talking from a privileged position of having a little more information than the average person. And what I'm trying to ask here, what I'm trying to say to y'all here real quick is labels truly aren't giving out $13 million deals to just anybody. I want artists to be inspired. I want you starving and broke artists to be inspired. If you feel you need a record deal, then okay, I get it. Because, hey, real talk, super freaking facts. If you don't have money, it is very hard or damn near impossible to get motion in the music industry. It is hard. It is damn near impossible now. Because going viral in 2025 ain't going viral in 2009. It's not the same world. You're fighting through ads. You're fighting through ads that are paid by companies that got way more money than you. So it's hard to get motion. If you don't think a dollar was put into this, not saying that none of it is organic, because at the end of the day, it's Gelo, who was LaMelo and who's Lonzo's brother, who's LeVar Ball's son. He's tapped into the NBA. He's tapped into the G League. His girl is pretty notable. Like, so he has a lot of motion just based on who he is. You ain't gonna get that same grace when you drop something, and it might be better than his song. You gotta have a lot of motion out here, and a lot of motion takes a lot of money. And that's for everybody. Nobody's exempt from that. And we'll talk about that in detail in a second. You know, what's also important to know with that is, labels are in the tech and content space now. And unlike you, Gelo got 2 NBA brothers and a charismatic father. So it's going to go different for you. Because you know the wave, the trend. He's got this retro sounding song and it's ringing off. Memes are going crazy. People are offering him a deal. So what's going to happen? People are gonna follow suit. Hey, Trinidad James did it, and look what happened after it. Now everybody want to just have they hook at the beginning and the end of their song and just give you one 36 to 40 bar verse. That was a thing. Remember the list I brought? Or look, Trinidad James, Bobby Shmurda, and Young and May all got what in common? All they songs are 3 minutes and it's all one verse. The game ain't new. Just pay attention. Just pay attention. Hey, and maybe they learn from Old Dirty Bastard, because Brooklyn Zoo is literally just one verse and he gets to the hook. That was in 1996, by the way. Again, it's nothing new. It's nothing new. People are not really inventing the wheel. A lot of people making Goodyear and Firestone tires. That's what it is. So just to move forward, right? There's so many stars aligning, and I know the headline is just saying Gelo Ball 8 million or deal up to 13 million, and you may be jaded by those numbers. That's what he's gonna get. I was kind of in the conversation. I don't want to speak out of turn, but people were. I was given the impression that some people think that he was just giving that money, and he was going to not owe, or like he ain't supposed to use that money to create. No, that's what it is. Because look, if the label gives you 8 to 13 million, they want 80 to 130 back. Like, it's easy to take 8 million or up to 13 million, but they don't just want 16. They don't just want 26. They're going to want 80. They're going to want 130. And they're going to decide when you have made them their 130. My confusion with this, the biggest part of the confusion for me is the Ball family turned down Nike deals a few years ago. Remember that? Remember the big baller brand shoe and how that was going to replace the Jordan and the Huarache and put Nike out of business? That was LeVar Ball's vision, and we respected it. Hey, people bought those shoes even though they may have never came, and even though it might have been the demise to Lonzo Ball's ankle, but it was a thing. It was a thing. And they were turning down Nike deals before the Kyrie discrepancy, before the fall off when they just oversaturated us with overpriced dunks and Jordan 1 colorways. They didn't take the deal then. So now them signing with Def Jam, we need more info, man. We need more info on that. I don't get that, because in the world I live in my mind, Nike, no matter what the terms and conditions are with the splits, in my mind, Nike is always offering you a better deal than any record label. This ain't just Def Jam, any record label. I don't see a shoe company offering you a worse deal than a record label, but yet we're going with the record label deal. We need more info. I want to know what comes with that 8 to 13. Just to get some clarity. Because it's no hater-ish. I'm not hating. Get money. Listen, $8 million spent the right way with the right talent, you could make $1 billion off of it. You could. We got to see it, though. Ron Mando said Trinidad finessed his way. Trinidad finessed his way in and has found longevity with brand deals. Yeah, hey, listen. You're right. Because it is all about the pivot. I mean, hey, look, because I do believe it is true. Like he did get a writing credit for Uptown Funk. So, hey, look, he made it work. And again, I think we, the audience, are the people that's holding artists to the standard of trying to be the greatest rapper of all time. I think that was over when rap became national. Not even international, but national. Because, I mean, hey, look, I don't think Master P was really trying to be the best rapper alive. You know what I mean? I don't think he was trying that. I don't think or I respect like a lot of West Coast rappers. Like I don't think Too Short was really trying to be the best rapper alive. I love the mystique of Outkast. Outkast, they're great. They're amazing. And even in their amazingness, I can't point to the song where they're like, yo, I'm the illest rapper alive. We the hardest niggas ever. I've never heard them say that. I didn't get that vibe from 3-6 Mafia, Project Pat, Ball and G, UGK. I didn't get that from them. Early in his career, I didn't get that from Common. I didn't get that from Twista or Bone Thugs. They thought they were nice. I'm sure they thought they were dope, but they never presented the bravado of, oh, I'm actively trying to be the best rapper alive. They just put out great music and let that speak for itself. So I think that best rapper alive stuff is just from like the New York purist, as far as like artists and the people that follow that level of artistry. And it's not to say that there is none. I'm not saying that there's zero, but there is a certain ilk or cloth that you have to come from to put yourself in that conversation. And I don't think the majority of the field, New York included, I don't think a lot of people are seriously concerned about being the best actual rapper alive. I don't think that's a thing for them at all. So let's move forward here. My wife just came in. She's laughing at me because I got the glasses on. I gotta tell her about my eye. I mean, nothing really happened. It was turning red because of some allergic. It felt like an allergic reaction, but I don't think it is. I'm still straight. We've been here. Let me see. I think they all separated from LeVar. That's why Melo went with Puma. Hey, you know what? Hey, you know what? That's good. That's great information. That's great information, though. Yes. Well, yeah. Well, awesome. Look, she's here with the hat I bought. That's awesome. Finally, I guess it's cold enough to wear it though. You know. But let me see here. What was I saying about that? So yeah, so Melo going with Puma. And you know what? And I think it's so. I'm glad you gave me that information, though, because that helps me out some more of why they're taking deals. Because taking deals, granted, indie is the way to go if you can afford it. You know what I'm doing right now is an independent hustle. You know what I'm saying? Well, all of my business ventures are independent hustles, but you know, I'm not for sale, but I'm willing to negotiate. You dig? Like, let's keep it real. Like, if you can put enough money towards my process, I'm gonna try to make you triple your money back. That's just the hustler in me that's wanting to do that, to put in the work to get to that level for you. You dig? My man DJ Epidemic has chimed in. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Let me see. Is this a straight deal? Because he can fund his own career. Yo, E, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Dog, between him and both of his brothers and that NBA money, that G League money, he has enough money to push a rap record. So I was lost too. Also, labels don't need an end with the NBA, especially with ballers entrenched in the culture to begin with. Yeah, like you said, we need more info. Yes. Hey, thank you, Meryl. Yes. Hey, look, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, dog, as long as Shaq is alive, music has a lifeline to the NBA. Shaq's on Redman's album. He rapping on Redman album. So that, like, Damian Lillard is putting out albums. So and I mean, for as far as I know, he's independent. I don't think he signed an actual deal. But man, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I need more info. I need more info because all of this is just not the big baller brand way. And I did respect the independence, like I think many of us did. Now, whether you like the method in which LeVar Ball, Mr. Ball, was going with the movement, you know, that's for you to decide on your own time, you know. But the independence and what he was standing for, and the aspect of, yeah, hey, we're gonna do this ourselves. The leverage is on us. We're about to put our name, our family name on the map. We're about to put our name and image and likeness and recoup all the money. That was a special time. I don't care about the quote failure. I respect the effort because there is a lot to be learned even in that process. But the game is rigged, you know, and unfortunately, if you want to be a household name, and like if you care about that, if you care about being a household name, it will have to come with you doing a multi-million-dollar corporate deal. That's just the way it is, you know. Um, Nike wasn't Nike until Jordan showed up. Now Nike's having a problem being Nike, even with LeBron there. You know, there is, and unfortunately, for every great young athlete there is, yo, Bron is still Bron. And now you got a new crop of people that can't take the torch from him. Like literally, LeBron is gonna have to retire, and then somebody's gonna have to have a breakout year. There is no such thing as dominance anymore. I think we've seen the last era of dominance with LeBron. And even with his dominance, he's taking some L's. But like if Bron leaves, Steph ain't just magically the best player in the league no more. Or again, if depending on how you looked at his career. So this is all interesting. But you know what? Hey man, look, hey, end of the day, hey, look, Gelo's 26. And I ain't the target demo. I'm not. But history proves that the shelf life of this particular playbook isn't built for longevity. So with that said, man, I hope this deal has some layers to it, because let's just be honest, man. Trying to make $13 million in music money is difficult. Difficult right now. Now, with streaming platforms, because the thing is, labels are already paying and being paid by streaming platforms. So Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Pandora, iHeart Music app, or everywhere that YouTube, everywhere that distributes music, the label's already in bed with them. So you got to explain to me, while somebody with enough money and motion, well, as much money and motion as Gelo has signed the deal when DistroKid exists, you just got to make it make sense to me, man. Because maybe he sees, Drake and early Cole and early Wiz Khalifa. I see Currency, Smoke DZA, Kanye today. And look, here's so wild. Kanye West left the label that just gave Gelo 13 million. Y'all don't find that odd? The same label that Kanye West was kicking and screaming and cussing out, trying to get off of, they just gave G3 $8 to $13 million. Yeah, you gotta make that make sense to me, dog. I'm sorry. That don't compute. My computer don't compute that. Well, that's it for me, man. Oh man, that's this was awesome, man. I appreciate y'all. I've got new listeners, new viewers into the on this week. Man, I appreciate y'all, man. Remember, every Tuesday. Let me see if I can grab my chart real quick. I can't. I don't want to knock my shoes over. But hey, man, the Creative-thon is on. Hey, look, I'm almost at 230 subscribers, man. We got the Creative-thon going on in February. Make sure you tune in. I'm going to be giving away gifts, having to give away, if you will. 250 means you picked a review. I'm going to pick one person to pick the album that I need to review. It will be an album that I have not done before. So we're not going to mail it in. I will be held to the fire to listen to a project and give a critique and a review on it. If you know somebody looking for real music reviews, you tell them come here. You tell them come to the Camp from the Port YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe, hit the bell, and every Tuesday, 8 o'clock, we give them what they want. All right. I sincerely appreciate all of you for checking out the stream tonight. Thank you so much. New episode of Made in the 1980s coming up this Friday. Okay. And hey, look, always remember this too, man. Always and consensually. It's love.